Hey, what's up guys? Rogue9 here. I've made repeated promises over the last, well, it almost feels like over the last few months that I'm going to stream a bit more. And today I'm not playing Rainbow Six, it's already 10 o'clock, I feel a bit tired, so I thought I'm going to try out the new update for IL2. And yeah, you're welcome to join in if you like. So it's a bit different. I don't quite feel up to Rainbow Six today, but there's been a significant update to IL2, and that's a career mode. So yeah, let's try that and see how it goes. Fair warning, I haven't really flown in a few months, so this might go horribly wrong. But let's give it a go. Oh, who do we play for? Soviet Union or Germany? Pick now. I'll wait to see if you have an answer for that. I'm flying some aircraft today. And we're trying out the career mode. So, which side? Vote now. Seeing one vote for Russia. Alright, there we go. That's... Yep, oh, one Germany in there. Yeah, I'm seeing a mixture now. In Russia, plane flies you. Yes, it does. Let's give that a go. This is IL2. Whoever was asking for what game this is. Oh wow. Right. This is a completely new mode that I've not tried yet. This looks unfamiliar to me. Yeah, let's start at the beginning. Typhoon sounds like a great phase to start in. And why not go for the 27th Fighter Air Regiment? Yep, fine by me. Oh wow, so they've really gone into detail trying to make it historically accurate. Not interesting. Oh my god, there's a whole backstory to it. Oh my goodness. Right. Do I get to pick my date of birth? Oh, I do. That's weird. Okay, why not? Yeah, it's fine. Wow. I'm not going to be reading all of this. That is crazy stuff. You won't be able to restart the mission. Let's keep it sort of semi-decent. trying to have some fun here. So as you can see, oh wow, here we go. Completely new to this. Yeah, so for everyone wondering what game it is a flight simulator. It's actually a really good flight simulator. I'm impressed with it, and especially sort of they've put up 3 updates by now, including a co-op mode now, which I've not tried yet, which I'm also looking forward to trying in future. And yeah, it's pretty good. I might try other sims at some point. The moment I'm playing this one. Junior Lieutenant, okay. First day, yes it is. So let's see how things work. Yes, tell me all about it, but not that much of a history. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's get into the game. It is available on Steam. Draven. Yes. It's basically, it's IL2, you'll find it under Battle of Stalingrad. But they've also put out 2 updates. Righty-ho, okay. Realism expert, that looks about right. Fine, we'll take it. I have heard of Darth Plagueis the Wise, yes. Yeah, I was in the Air Force. I didn't fly anything, though. I was just in the infantry. Just an infantryman. Aha. So our mission is escort bombers. That's always good. They can do the work, and my main job is to try to make sure they don't get shot down. Let's see. Starting near Kalinin. And the good thing also is that the bombers know where they're going, so all I have to do is follow them, essentially. Do we know what the target is? No, it just says their target. Okay. Righty-ho. Makes sense. Let's set up our plane. Okay, so since this is a career mode, I don't get to choose the plane. It just gives me the one that the unit uses. But we do get to hopefully change it up a bit. I have a choice: 20mm cannons, 12.7mm guns. They're quite powerful as well, plus additional gun pods. That would be quite useful. Although 20mm cannons, they are really good once you land on target. But I'll have more ammo with the 12.7. Let's give this a go. That was the suggested. Can I change the paint scheme? No, I can't. Wow, there's a lot. Oh no, here we go. There's the paint scheme. Go for something nice. That one actually looks quite good. That's important. We can't really go flying unless our aircraft looks nice. Here we go. Let's give that a go. Oh wow, and I even start in the air. I was not expecting that. And the HUD is turned off completely. That is not something I'm used to. Usually I at least sort of like seeing if I'm like overdoing it, the engine is on fire. The good news is as well, it seems that we're in formation, so all I really have to do is make sure that I stay close to these guys and don't get lost. We're already overtaking one, we're going too fast. I'm not all too familiar with the Russian planes, I'll be quite honest. We'll see how this goes. I might actually pause for a second. I do want at least some HUD info, because I'm not sure where to find everything on every plane, because every plane looks different. Let's see how that is. Nope, it's still not giving me any info. Alright then. Well, those are the bombers that we are escorting. Good stuff. And they're apparently heading in the completely opposite direction. Now the thing is, I've got track IR attached to my headset, so every time I want to look at the stream chat, I'll actually be looking over my shoulder in game. That'll be good fun. So, yeah. Ah yes, okay, there's. Okay, the rest of my flight is climbing significantly. I want to make sure that I don't lose them, because that would be bad. Yeah, this is the first time I'm trying out the career mode. This is IL2 Battle of Stalingrad, and they've just released an update. They've basically just released the second DLC, which is called Battle of Kuban, which is all around sort of the Black Sea region, I believe, although this is the Stalingrad campaign. So we are sort of... Oh, actually, no, sorry, this is the Moscow campaign, early on in the war. I think that's what I chose. I chose the first one that came up. But normally when I'd be playing, I'd at least have sort of some information apart from the instruments, sort of something that would show the throttle as a percentage. It would show also the engine settings, which I can't actually see, so this might go horribly wrong. The engine might explode at any moment, simply because I'm not quite sure what I've set everything to. We shall see. It'll be a nice surprise. It's always good when you try something out for the very first time and you do it on stream, because why not? Actually, does that do anything for us? No, it doesn't. Nope. It'll be fine. We're still flying for now, so can't be that bad. Probably a good time to start keeping a lookout. Don't really want to get ambushed by the Germans. Did anyone catch what plane we're flying? I do believe we're flying a MiG-3. That's a decent plane, I think. We should stand a good chance. Now we just need to make sure our squadron wingmen are weaving, because they're obviously following the bombers and they don't want to go too fast. They don't want to overshoot them. The issue is now that we're all just weaving around like idiots, and the next thing that's going to happen is one of them's going to crash into me, I'm sure of it. I need to sort of try to... Okay, there's the bombers below us, that's good to know. Please don't crash into me. That would be stupid. So let's make sure we know where we're going. Ah, okay, it's very kindly. Okay, so it gives me no information at all on kind of the engine settings, which would actually be quite important, because I can't read these instruments, but it does tell me on the map where I am. Well, that's fine. Okay, fine by me. That's not normal. So in previous versions of the game, you wouldn't be able to see yourself on the map. You'd actually have to navigate by landmarks, which I started to enjoy quite a bit. But you did have more of an indication of what the engine was doing. And yeah, it's just doing something different tonight. I had a horrible night last night. I woke up at 4 o'clock with a tension headache. So, not really looking for competitive games today. But I will make an effort to play more Siege as well and get that streaming. Okay, thank you Hopman13 for the tips. I'll keep it in mind. It seems I'm overtaking my flight just a little bit. Not something we need to be doing here. Oh yeah, well, I've gone quite a distance ahead of the bombers now. And I've lost them. Oh no, there's one. I understood nothing of that. I think I might need to play with the settings a little bit, because I do want to sort of have a transcript of the voice communications, because I do believe it's in Russian as well. Even if I would have been able to understand that, I don't think I would have been able to understand the language. I don't know why everything is different, because any other time, even trying out the game yesterday to make sure I've got the settings halfway decently set up, it still had all of the info I'm used to, sort of the engine management information and voice communication on screen as a game. Yeah, Pogo, I thought I'd try it out. Trying out the career mode for the first time. And bizarrely, you know all the engine information that you normally see? None of that is being shown. So, I'm not quite sure what any of the settings are. And also I started in the air, so the plane was just set up whichever way it's set up, which can be a good thing. Although it may also be that the engine is just set to full RPM and is going to burn out within minutes. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. This is set to expert mode, so we are just going to fly the full mission to the bomb sites, escort the bombers, and then return. It could be a while before we reach where we're trying to go. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've gone quite a distance. Probably, I'd say, a third of the way there. Although I'm off course significantly. I'm supposed to be heading from waypoint 1. Oh, wow. I like how both of them are on top of each other. 107 degrees? Luckily, I've not lost my flight yet. Yes, it's a MiG-3. So I'm trying the career mode for the first time, and it made me choose which historical air group I wanted to join. So I think I joined the 27th Fighter Group near Moscow, or based near Moscow in the Battle of Moscow. So I'm flying a MiG-3 because that was the only choice available to me. Which is an interesting concept, having a career mode where you no longer are in control of what you're flying. You basically have to fly the aircraft that was used by that unit at the time, whereas before you could just pick anything you wanted almost, pick the guns, everything you wanted to go on, and just go. So a little less sandboxy, a bit more constrained. But maybe that's a good thing. So I'm trying to sort of rejoin my squadron here. Veered off course a little bit, although we're quite close to each other now. Oh yeah, I'm passing right above the bombers. You can see them below me there. Means I should probably turn back this way. Yeah, I need to figure out how I can deal with streaming and flying, because every time I look at the chat, I'm looking out the back of the aircraft. So at the moment, my mission is, together with the rest of my flight, to support the bombers. There's a squadron of bombers right down there, heading towards the front lines. They're going to be attacking I don't know, some kind of German target. I'm not actually sure. It didn't even tell me what our objective is. Well, my objective flying in a fighter is to keep those guys safe. So we're on our way. Now let's just check. We've gone about halfway, I would say, towards our target. Once we get closer to the front line, things are going to get interesting. So objective is look out for German fighters or interceptors. If I can spot a German bomber or bombers, it would be worth quickly leaving my mission to go and shoot them down if I get the chance. Other than that, it's mainly, yeah, stick with the rest of the group, keep an eye out for German planes, and make sure the bombers are safe. Yeah, we'll see if we can start an airline based on how we do in this mission. If everything goes horribly wrong, maybe we'll leave that for a later day. Oh, look, oh yeah, something's happening. Okay. Now, all I need to know is, what is that? Ah, that is some kind of cooling. That's a radiator, and I can open it. Okay, let's keep the radiator open, although my temperatures do look okay. The needles are sort of in the middle of the dial, whatever that means. I'm really not familiar with the MiG-3. I didn't even know I'd be flying this. Dick John, hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, I do love watching Bismarck and Mags and even Sheriff. Back in the day, I used to love watching Ape of the Year. So if I get a chance to fly with those guys, definitely take it. That would be interesting because they really do know what they're doing. I've heard a lot about Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on it. Okay, so someone's talking Russian to me in an... Yeah, oh, okay. There's gunfire, that's good. See, this is where a transcript would be helpful, because then I'd know what's going on. There is... The bombers are doing a lot of shooting, and I can see some planes that don't look very Russian. Great. Because normally if I could at least get a transcript of the communications, I'd know what they're saying. Yeah, that is someone shooting at my bombers. So I've done a great job keeping an eye out for them already. Let's see if we can do something about this guy and make sure we've not got one on our tail. So busy trying to sort of more or less stay information that these guys snuck up on me completely. Not that anyone else reacted. There's like a dozen other aircraft in the sky, fighters and bombers, and no one did anything. No one else is interested in me. Let's see if we can give this guy some good news. Definitely hit him that time. I'm only armed with 12.7mm machine guns, which are decently powerful, but of course the 20mm cannons, they can just shred a plane if you land a few strikes. But the machine guns will do as well, and I get a little bit more ammo to play with. Well, this guy's doing really weird stuff. He's not really trying to evade us properly. He's not going back to attack the bombers. He's just kind of flying straight. It's just really odd. I hope he's not kiting me for his buddy to shoot down. That was the next thing I'm expecting any moment, is just to blow out of the sky. Oh, he didn't like that one. It's really weird. He's just sort of lazily flying around the sky. And the next thing I'll find is by the time I'm finished shooting him down, my bomber, the bombers I'm supposed to be escorting will be kilometers away. I'll have no clue where they've gone. Right. Shooting from behind is a challenging task, I always find. So you don't do a lot of damage. It's not a particular lot you can hit at the back. But this guy isn't really flying well at all anymore. He's doing really weird stuff, like this whole shaking about. Unusual. There we go. Some success. He's burning, that'll do. Now. Oh no, there's other planes over there. Lucky. Not completely lost sight yet. Yeah, he's done, he's out. There's a parachute. Nice, okay, there's some success. That's not too bad for our first outing. That's looks like a Russian fighter. That looks like a MiG, I would say. So with a bit of luck, we won't even have lost everyone. Maybe double check where we are and where we're going. Okay, we're sort of heading in completely the wrong direction. Okay. I should be heading sort of southwest. That is not the direction I'm meant to be heading. What is that guy? What is he doing there? Okay, let's see. I don't think it's a German plane. It looks like a Russian plane. We'll find out when we get closer. Although he's turning southwest now, so maybe he's trying to rejoin the formation as well. It would be quite funny if I tried to join formation with a German plane. I can see that happening though. Nothing behind us, so we're still good. heading generally in the right direction. So I'll have to, in between sessions, I'll have to somehow fiddle around with the settings a bit. I do need at least a translation. I mean, I can hear someone talking, but I have no clue what he's saying. And there's no separate volume setting either. Oh yeah, there's still gunfire going on ahead, so we're definitely heading in the right direction. What is our airspeed, I wonder? Is it 500 kilometers an hour? Is this my airspeed? It might be. Where'd the fellow in front of me go? Oh, there he is. Where is he off to? Why is he doing that? Okay, he's the only guy I can see at the moment, so I'd better keep an eye on him. I don't want to lose him. He's turned around in a circle. Interesting stuff. As you can tell, I am an expert. Yeah, fastest done NJ. Yeah, I'm just playing for some fun today. And I've been promising to stream more over and over and over again, so I've decided, you know what, even when I'm not playing Siege, I'm going to just stream it, and if anyone wants to join in and watch, and then I'll have my Rainbow Six streams in between as well. And that's it, yeah, I'll definitely be playing some more games. I also want to maybe get into some single-player games. Looking forward to streaming some Far Cry when that comes out. Did I just hear shooting? Maybe not. But I'm not all too comfortable up here. I'm just going to turn around and find this guy again. He seems to know where we're going. I saw him just a second ago. Where we go? Yes, we're basically heading north, which is exactly where I saw our guy just now. Let's turn around again. There was one other MiG-3 that I had behind me. Now I've completely lost him. And they keep talking to me in Russian. And even if I spoke Russian, I doubt I'd be able to understand what they're saying. I've not found an option here to turn up the voice volume. Let's just make sure we're still heading in basically the right direction, more or less. Oh, there we go. Yeah, a little bit more westerly or south, and more left. But I should have turned around for that guy. I should have just kept going. Very distinctive fork in the river, exactly, that's there. Okay, now I'm heading basically all the way south. I am, in fact. Krelio 900, World in Conflict. I'm not sure I know it. See, I was quite happy with myself at not having lost all the other planes while I was shooting down one fighter. Now I've gone and lost them. Maybe we'll find them again. We'll just keep heading in the general direction of the mission objective, and maybe we'll find them somewhere. We're round about the right way here. The funny thing about propeller machines is I find that with the engine in front, the one place you can't really see is out front. I can't really see an awful lot, which is exactly the way I'm trying to go. You can see out the side, you can see out the back quite well, and the top is perfect, of course. But the front is, yeah, it's difficult to see where you're going. And in fact, I flew a plane once in real life, just sort of an experience, flying experience, and I had exactly that feeling. Like with the engine in front, you don't see where you're going, and you're sort of trying to look out the side to see what on earth is going on, which direction you're heading. Okay, that's a good sign. A burning town means we're near the fighting. So we are nearing the front lines here. Oh, we have passed the front lines. Okay. At some point, oh yeah, there we go, there's a plane ahead of us. Just about there. I'm still seeing, oh yeah, there's several planes. Excellent. That must be the rest of my flight still covering the bombers. Nice. Ha! I've caught up. Although I can only see 2 fighters. There were at least, I don't know, 6 of us? I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, it's quite funny. When you have all of the HUD turned off and you don't have a mini-map and you don't have an enemy plane indicator where you get red markers, you just fly around, and sometimes you might spot a plane and sometimes you don't. It's just, you're just cruising around having a good time, and there could be like a dozen Messerschmitt right below me and I'd never know. Maybe I should be playing on normal mode with all the HUD enabled, just to know what I'm going on. What is going on? Tater28 are saying, yes, I should get into a bomber with some friends. Yeah, it's that could be good fun. They have just introduced the co-op mode where you can actually fly with other people in some of the scripted missions, or the career mode. I think maybe the career mode as well. And that could be good fun, because before this, the only thing you could do was PvP online, which is decent fun as well, if you know what you're doing. And as you've probably been able to tell by now, I really don't. I can hardly go straight. I'm looking at these dials and thinking, yep, those ones. I think I'm about 3 kilometers high, if that is the altitude. Maybe. And I think I'm going about 470 kilometers an hour, if that is my speed. But that's about as much as I know in this machine. Here we go, yes, I've even found my bombs again. Oh, this is perfect. Have they got their bombs, or are they going from automatic? Have we reached our target? We probably have, yes, we have actually. So there's a town below us, to the north. Oh yeah, there it is, a small town. Well, we're not getting shot at from the ground at all. I don't know what the objective is here, what we're trying to be bombing. And by looking at the map, I've lost everyone again. I'm such an expert at this. But you know what, when in doubt, just keep going in circles until you see something. Dang it. Shouldn't have checked the map, or I should have been quicker about it. Oh, this is bad. How could I lose everyone right behind them? Shit. Shout if you see anyone. That would be quite good. Alright, let's go into a bit more aggressive turn and see if we can go around. Wow. They are completely gone and I was right down the middle. There's an airfield. That's probably an enemy airfield. I don't see anyone. They're not even shooting at us. I suppose maybe if this is really early on in the war, I've only just started the career. This is really early on, they might not be set up properly. Although I'll know all about it soon if I'm just cruising over the top of them here. Hey then, I'm going to say I basically give up. They have to be around here somewhere. They've delivered the bombs, they're probably on their way home. So maybe try do that. What's the heading? 204 degrees. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, sure, we can play some. If you're on my Discord, we'll maybe get something set up and do some games. Could be good fun. You know what? I bet they turn round if they've hit their objective and they're heading back. So we'll start heading this direction. See if I can catch up with them again. Degrees, 25 minutes flight, but wow, I've seen this for the first time. Even my wingmen are named. One of the names is named German. I bet he's popular during the Second World War. Yeah, maybe going back in at expert mode was maybe a bit of a premature decision. Discord link should be in the description of the video. This is eventful. I'm wondering if on expert mode... Oh yes, the time warp does work. So we can speed this up at least a little. Make sure we don't suddenly explode because someone's been sneaking up on us. I didn't even see the bombs drop any bombs at all. No explosions, nothing. They just kind of flew there and then turned and I lost them. Yeah, the sound's going. That was me just testing if the time warp is working. Yeah, it'll be back now because I'm now back at normal speed. It's just if I'm now going to be flying all the way back, possibly without even coming across any enemies. I'm just going to time warp it just to get there a little bit faster. And it's funny, I'm getting no kind of message pop-ups at all. Which, okay, I went for expert setting, but I really did mean expert flight setting rather than the game setting. I'm missing. Aha, there we go. I knew I'd find them here. There we go, and that is actually them. That's twice now that I've lost my friends and found them again. But yeah, I would really like a little bit more feedback from the game in terms of the engine settings, in terms of the cooling settings, and actually, that is really hot, whatever that is. Water? Is that my water temperature? Like literally, I look away for 2 seconds. But yeah, whatever that temperature there is, it's almost 100 degrees. It is hot. Yeah, I have been running the engine quite hard, so I'll pull back on that a little bit. There's a huge cloud of bombs here somewhere. They really, really shouldn't be that hard to spot. Come on. Let's go for a quick turn. I suppose at the very least I still have the map options on, so I'm not completely lost. Wow, I don't even know how I managed that. Oh, there they are. They're not that hard to see, that easy to see. Before they released this new career mode, there used to be sort of a campaign where you could play mostly auto-generated missions, and they were quite good. They worked well. I played quite a few of those, quite a bit of those. I'm not quite sure what's been going on here. I mean, at one point we were attacked very briefly, shot down one plane. I didn't even see the bombers attack their target. I don't even know what their target was, and now it seems we're heading back home. It's a bit odd. I wonder if that's the way it's meant to be. Maybe I should play this a little bit on my own first. That's why I know. Just make sure I don't overtake these guys. Excellent. And let's have a look. Water is green, oil is red. Okay. Ah yeah, look, it's cooled down quite a bit. Just coming off of the throttle a little bit has helped cool the engine down significantly. But I don't need to go all that fast at this stage because I am once again caught up, and I've probably overtaken them, yeah, because I'm going so fast. In fact, I do think the map told me how fast I'm supposed to be going. 390 kilometers an hour, and I'm probably going... no, I'm going slower. I'm going... what's that, 330? And I'm still too fast. Just gonna turn around and get back behind these guys. I feel more comfortable there. If I'm in front, goodness knows I might lose them at any moment. course, I mean, easiest would be just to stick behind the bombers, but then if they are attacked, I have no speed or energy advantage at all. So being above and behind them, at least I can use the heights then to catch up with any enemy fighters should they try on an attack. Speaking of which, let me see if I can just make sure we don't get ambushed again. They pulled the career mode from Rise of Flights. Okay, T-40 Marines get there just to see your enemies get wrecked. Nothing throughout. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question where the action is. We're probably... I mean, we're either going to have a fairly smooth ride home at this stage, or we're going to get attacked one more time. Although I think we've passed the front lines significantly already. Yeah, we're already well on our way home within Russian territory. We might not even see any enemies before going home and landing. And like I mentioned earlier, that's the thing in expert mode. Because there are no markers for the enemies, you might not even see all that many. You might be passing by some fairly close and miss them. Like there was the one attack on the bombers, and I did follow and shoot down a Messerschmitt 109, but there would have been a few of them. I don't know where the others went or how many there were. And again, we might be passing by enemy planes without ever noticing. That's the thing, it does look fairly empty when you're playing in expert mode without all those markers on. Because also we must have passed quite a decent number of ground targets, although I was surprised that there was no real air defense. But yeah, normally you get those indicators as well, and then when you have those you can maybe get a bit more involved. It obviously depends on how you want to play it. If I'm playing it for a stream and to try and make it entertaining, it makes sense to sort of have as much action as possible. So maybe I'll switch it over to normal mode just to have a bit more of a feeling for what's going on. I do like playing in expert mode, but then again, like I said, I'm completely new to this career mode. I'm not familiar with it. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to sort of stay up here with these two guys, more or less. If I go right at the top, I'm liable to lose sight of everyone again. Just check how far we've come. I might time warp a little bit just to get moving. Is it on expert mode in the career? You may well have missions where it's just sort of fly here for 25 minutes and then you either get to fight a couple of enemy planes, or if you're on a bombing mission, you attack your targets, and then you escape for another 25 minutes, and then you land. I have to think how best to stream that, because I understand that's possibly not that exciting. I might have gone a little bit slow there. I was only doing 270 kilometers an hour. That was not so fast. Yeah, I mean, as a flight simulator goes though, I'm really impressed with it. It looks amazing, all the controls work. You've got quite complex engine management in there, but not too hard so that someone like me just can't get into it. The flying was challenging at first. It is actually, like I said, I've only flown a plane once, so I can't really say all that much about it, whether or not it's all that realistic. But it's not like flight simulators in the past that I've played, where you just sort of move the stick and the aircraft does what you want. Here it's a bit more challenging, and I do enjoy that. Let's maybe speed up this a little bit. I don't know how fast it can go. Oh, this is, I don't know, it feels about double speed, maybe slightly less. We're not actually going that much faster, I think. And yeah, when you go into time warp also, of course, the sound does turn off. But yeah, quite conscious to get this moving along. The landing's going to be interesting. I've not played this game in a while. I've not flown a MiG-3 a lot at all. So landing an unfamiliar plane, that's going to be the interesting part. I have all of the expansions. So I have the base game, which is Battle of Stalingrad. I have Battle of Moscow and Battle of Kuban now. I think normal mode should give us the HUD to a degree. I think it should. I mean, it's even on expert mode in the past, you still get some information displayed on screen, like showing a percentage of how much throttle you're giving, showing a percentage of how open or closed your oil and water radiators are, the RPM settings of your engine. All of that normally is there as well. Obviously, if you know the controls intimately, you know where to look and what to look for. For instance, here you can see this is probably, I think, the oil radiator. And you can open and close the shutters. Oops, that's the wrong button. So there is that. I don't even think I have control over the water radiator in this aircraft. And the RPM seems to be auto-regulated as well. Because I don't see anything moving when I'm playing around with the controls that should be controlling those parts of the aircraft. Oh dear. Pokemon 13 is encouraging me, saying the MiG-3 is really hard to land. Okay, well, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how that goes then. Where are we? Most of the way home. Oh yeah, there we go. But I have overtaken everyone ever so slightly, so I'm just going to loop around back behind them and then maybe go for another bit of a time warp. And see, time warp would also be something that the HUD would normally show. It would show you're now going double speed, quadruple speed, whatever, which would be helpful to know. I suppose just out of interest, more or less. Yes, I probably agree, Jacob De Silva. 99% boredom and 1% terror. I think, I mean, we're probably going to survive the landing. It might damage the plane a little bit, it might damage the plane a lot, but we should, at least as the pilots, survive. That's what I'm at least hoping for. Oh, I'm being asked what I'm thinking about the new Italian ops. I've not actually looked into the leaks in detail yet. Oh, actually, I've heard, what is there, a bulletproof camera and a hologram operator. That's, I'm going to say, bulletproof camera, really useful, not super exciting, but just useful, and could, in a way, sort of be an alternative to mirror, where normally you would use a mirror window just sort of to see into a room from a safe position. With a camera that can't be destroyed, you could actually have the same effect. You could keep an eye on a room and then just shoot through a wall once you know the enemies are there. So I think it's pragmatic. I think it's gonna be an alternative to mirror, which mirror at the moment, certainly when you look at competitive, at the Pro League gameplay, I think yesterday during the North American games they showed some operator choice statistics, and out of the defensive operators, mirror is the #1 choice. Like 74% of the games, of every round of every game has mirror on the defensive team. So she's currently in Pro League a high value operator. She's been picked a lot. And having a bulletproof camera operator could be a useful alternative and could really help with defensive situations on some maps. So I think useful, if not all that exciting. A hologram operator, yeah, now that is interesting stuff. I mean, if you have an operator who can create a fake hologram of himself or herself as a bait, as decoy, and then you pop out and kill the person who's shooting at your hologram. I like that idea, and there's going to be a lot of really, really funny YouTube videos about that. Not necessarily from me, because I'll probably be too bad to take advantage of something like that, but there's going to be some players who can really do some funny stuff with that, so I'm looking forward to that one. But that's as much as I know. That's what I've heard. I've really not looked into details. I'm not normally someone who goes looking for leaks and tries to find that information and even cover it. Maybe I should, though. Maybe it would be something interesting to have on the channel and to discuss. The real question is, are these leaks real, actual leaks, or are they just a marketing technique from Ubisoft? Is Ubisoft putting this info out on purpose? Because these leaks are so accurate and so regular. I mean, obviously it's either someone on the project who's doing this without consent, or it's just a method to get get people hyped up and get people interested. Jacob, thanks for your feedback. Yeah, so okay, yeah, so you're saying you like that I don't follow the hype train. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't mind hearing about new operators or seeing new operators discussed, but I prefer more concrete information rather than rumors. Because it's, yeah, I mean, okay, the leaks have been astonishingly accurate and regular. Like, you get them all the time, and they're very, very accurate in terms of the information they provide. But then again, it does always lead to a lot of speculation, and I always wonder, what's the point of me speculating about what it could be and couldn't be if that's not what it's going to end up being? I have so many projects testing what is actually in the game right now that I don't even feel I have the time or capacity to start thinking about what could be maybe in the game, possibly. Yeah, Vulcan, very true. I mean, the big leak was the one from several months back, where it gave all of the operators, it gave all of the details on the Korean operators, and then it also but then also, yeah, gave information about the operators from this season, and even talked about the zombie mode, which no one believed back then, and then it turned out to be true. So yeah, the leaks are definitely very accurate, and they do seem to be quite trustworthy. It's hard to say, is it on purpose or not? To be fair, it might not be. I heard some people say that they were specifically asked not to talk about the leak on their channel. Like, Ubisoft approached some people and said, hey, can you please not talk about this? We don't really want this to become a big thing right now. Which would indicate that maybe they're not okay with the leaks, maybe they aren't official. But it makes me wonder, because they're so regular and so accurate. Like, there's definitely someone who knows. But the game I'm playing right now, unknown me, is IL2 Sturmovic, Battle of Stalingrad, although I have this is the career mode from the latest expansion, which is the Battle of Kuban expansion. We should, with a bit of luck, be nearing our final destination. Okay, that's a very distinct landmark, a massive lake in front of us. Oh, there it is, yeah. Oh, in fact, I know this area quite well from flying here previously on multiplayer sessions. This is in fact part of the Volga. Ah, there you go. And we are, well, we're gonna go to this air base, which is maybe where we drop off the bombers and then head home to finally attempt our landing. Okay, I'm gonna time warp a little bit more again, just to get things going, because we don't really need to just be sitting here for an hour. It's like watching paint dry. Although I am enjoying getting a chance to chat a little bit as well. When I'm playing something that's more competitive, I don't know, I find it hard to balance between concentrating on the game and playing well and being able to chat to you guys. So yeah, we've been playing this for an hour and 10 minutes now, and we're still on the very first mission, and in this mission we managed to shoot down one enemy fighter. And we didn't even see the bombers drop their bombs, so I don't know if they dropped their bombs, I don't know what they were targeting. I don't think the mission parameters even say what the bombers... Escort the bombers, keep fighters away, okay. You'll rendezvous with them over your airbase, flying the target and all the way back. You may return to base only after they return to their airfield, which is probably right ahead of us here. Successful completing the escort mission will be followed by mission critical objective completed message, which is interesting because I'm not getting any messages at all on screen, which is possibly something to do with the settings. Okay, so someone's talking Russian, which probably means that's the bombers getting ready for landing, I do believe. They're turning in hard down there. We've got our buddies turning in behind us. That's probably mission complete, and now it's just down to trying to get this aircraft back intact without breaking, I don't know, breaking the wheels off, without breaking the propeller. That's a good one, which I'll probably end up doing. Oh, those are the bombs. Where did my flight leadership... The thing to get used to is if you take your eyes off of your wingmen for 1 second, they're gone. There's someone flying down there, but are they? No, okay, it's definitely my guys. Okay, we'll just go and follow them. They know where they're going, I assume. Just going to try and stick with them. Appears we're getting ready for landing because we were losing height quite a bit. That's good. We'll stick with them and they'll take us there. Unknown me asking you about Fortnite. Yeah, obviously I've seen a lot around it. There's a lot of interesting people playing at the moment. I've not tried it yet. I don't know. I mean, I tried a little bit getting into PUBG. I've been playing it a bit, but also tried covering it on the channel a bit, but it didn't seem to be a lot of interest in it. I mean, the channel, I guess, is mostly Rainbow Six, maybe a little bit Battlefield. I do want to diversify a bit more. As you can see, I'm playing a flight simulator today. Maybe I'll get into Fortnite, we'll see. Yeah, I bet. I mean, Fortnite was big in the first place, and then not just Drake, but all those rappers started playing with Ninja, and you had Shroud joining Ninja as well. They teamed up in a duo. Crazy stuff. So yeah, I bet it's blowing up right now. I was listening to the Giant Bombcast recently. I think it wasn't the last episode, it was the episode from last week. Or maybe the week before even, and they were even talking about Fortnite, how they were seeing tweets from NFL players, and even Roseanne tweeting about Fortnite and how she plays Fortnite and how she has 20 wins. It's quite interesting. So it's definitely popular. I don't know if it would be my kind of game. I'll see, maybe I'll get into it, maybe not. Interesting theory, Jacob De Silva. Yeah, Battle Royale games being popular since they sort of have that survival aspect and play to those instincts. It's a good idea. The thing I'm missing with a lot of the Battle Royale games is progression. Like, for me personally, just restarting over and over from zero, it's fun enough if I'm playing with some friends. Like, if I go into PUBG with a group of friends or two of us and we just sort of hang out, play a bit, gather some resources, we get a chance to chat a little bit and just play the game, that's decent fun. But I wouldn't really play a Battle Royale game on my own. Because what I'm really missing is some kind of progression. Like, just you play the game and then you either win or you lose, and then you play the game again from scratch. Although I've seen what's that? There's a new early access Battle Royale game called Hunter something something. It's got a subtitle I always forget. Where it's sort of you play as usually as 2-player teams, and most of the enemies are NPC zombies. But there are also other human teams, and there I hear there is progression, and the characters are permanent. But if you die, the death is also permanent, which is interesting. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the idea of permadeath and then restarting. But on the other hand, having that progression where if you win or lose or survive, your character remains intact and all the weapons you've bought for it. I find that's an interesting concept. Oh, okay. I was wondering why everyone was so low and starting to curve around. We have arrived at the airfield. So, well, I suppose. Let's see, navigation lights. This one, that one. That's the instrument lights. Navigation lights, there we go. I'm assuming everyone else is landing as well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this thing straight down. I'm probably supposed to wait. Hunt Showdown, there you go, thanks Pogo. Yes, that one. I'm probably supposed to be waiting for my turn. This might not even be the longer stretch. And I'm coming in a little bit too fast, I feel. Let me see if I can slow down a bit. Whoop. There we go. Ha! Look at that, after all that concern about landing, that seemed fairly straightforward. I was probably supposed to wait my order, my turn, and just go around in a circle a few times, because everyone else is still flying around. But you know what, we made it down. There you go. Recoil, I should have used the recoil of my guns for extra braking force. Yes, that sounds not very dangerous at all. So, let's see. Let's go and park this thing before they start landing on top of me, because I can see them coming around. Ah, and it's a Russian plane, so it doesn't even have individual left and right brakes. It just has a single brake. Yeah, they look as if they're coming to land on this runway, so I landed the wrong way. Never mind. We're down, that's what counts. Let's see if we can get out of their way. Almost lost control of the plane there. Should maybe, if they're not going to land on top of me, take a quick look at the map and see where I'm supposed to park this thing. Probably somewhere in the north here is going to be my guess. Let's just head in that direction. Oh, they're still cruising around. And I just went down and landed straight away. That's alright though. We'll be fine. I think the mission is now done. Normally, again, if there were any messages popping up on screen, it would now tell me, you're done, you can turn off the engine and get out and be done with. I don't know why all of that is missing. I wonder if I changed some kind of setting. You know what, I'm just going to go ahead and park it here, someone else can find a spot later on. Here we go, this is good enough. Go, navigation lights. Okay, that's it, and turn the engine off. Oh yeah, here's everyone else coming into land. We're safe, we're off the runway, so we're safe here. Finish mission, I think that's it. Hooray! All of that and a successful landing. And I got one plane. Oh, this is great. It shows me my flight path. This bit here. And this is where actually something happened. Someone shot down a BF-109 F2, and I shot one down as well. And then continued back on my mission path, as you can see, with a little loop in there as well, just for good measure. Ha, okay. So the bombers did actually destroy a factory. I did not see any of that. That happened well ahead of me, and I didn't even realize that they achieved their goal. And then we went home. There you go. I don't know. I might need to check the settings first and see what else we can do. So I'm confused as to why I didn't have any kind of information coming in there. No way. Is this? Yeah. Oh my god, this guy. He looks as if he maybe crashed a plane and it set on fire and he barely got out. That's what he looks like. But I was given a medal for that. For getting lost most of the time. That's quite funny. Okay then. And... ooh, nice. 1,000 rubles for shooting down an aircraft. Interesting. There you go. The order number 299 of August 19th, 1941 established 1,000 ruble monetary bonus for each shot down enemy aircraft to encourage good combat performance among fighter pilots. I wasn't expecting all this sort of history around it as well. Let's see what else we get. No way, I get the aviation badge. Incoming enemy planes were spotted over an important area. Okay. What does that mean? Oh my god. Oh, crashed as well. Look at that. Oh, that's just the information on his plane. So in our flight, most of us were flying MiG-3s and one poor guy was still flying an I-16. Oh man. No wonder he crashed. Pending mission, okay. Oh, wow, so this goes day by day. And I guess we get to play it as it goes on. No way. Wow, they've really gone into all sorts of detail. I wasn't expecting all this kind of stuff alongside the actual missions. Quite impressed by that. Okay, so here's that's the mission we just completed. Here's the next mission: is intercept bombers, all the way from up here again. Can't we relocate to an airfield closer to the front lines? Planning room. And this is our HQ. Okay, so this gives us a bit of a... God. What are these pictures? Oh, dear me. Ah, there's me. Jesus. There's my pilot. Hooray. Yes, let's see the options actually. Career speed is realistic. Mission start in air. Why don't we start the mission on the runway? Difficulty level was easy. Okay, let's switch that maybe to moderate. Density of frontline activity. Let's go for medium. Let's have some stuff actually happen. But maybe change the settings so I can actually see what's going on. Right, this is not the setting. There we go. It is set to on. That's interesting because, see, if I fly, I don't know, a quick mission, I'm sure that it's still, even when it's set to realism, set to expert, it will still give me feedback from in the game. Let me just test that. Because I'm wondering why in the actual career mode it's not giving me that information that is normally there. Yeah, aircraft is set up fine. Let's test this out. So this is just a quick mission against a certain type of aircraft. I think it's like a medium bomber. And here we go. This is all of this. This is what I was expecting. Like, it shows me that the game is paused or unpaused. It shows me a percentage of the engine throttle over on the right-hand side. I can see the transmissions on the side as well. Missed him. So this is what I would normally be expecting. I mean, for the most part, it's still all the realistic engine management, the realistic flight controls, but it has some other information, like if I switch the lights or any of the controls, it tells me. And the most important thing really is that I can understand the communications. Because I can't... It's hard enough flying a realistic mission with no sort of indicators, but not have any sort of on-screen information as to what my wingmen are saying. Because if they spot something that I don't, it would be helpful to know what they're trying to tell me. And also this other information, like here now my engine is in emergency mode, or it's in combat mode right now. That's important to know. And I don't... Yeah, not having that info is weird in the career mode, and I don't know why. That was the first time I tried it out. Let's just give this guy the good news before we go out. And see, I mean, I can here also turn on more information. See, now there's a small compass in the bottom, which I like to keep turned off, because I don't really need that. And I think I can also... No, I can't actually at the moment switch on the minimap. The minimap is only for normal mode. And that's fine, I don't really need that, and I don't really even want that. But yeah, certainly I do want the transcripts of the voice communications, the radio communications. Also sort of little engine management hints. The MiG-3 is luckily quite easy to fly, and you don't need to do too much. You just basically have the oil radiator that you play around with. There we go, that was easy. See, that's when you have 20mm cannons. All you have to do is just squirted them a little bit and they're basically done. And that's a large, tough aircraft. Yeah, I don't know why. Like I said, that was the first time I ever tried the career mode ever, and it's brand new, it's only just been released. So I don't know why it wasn't there. There should be another plane here somewhere. They should just keep spawning until I run out of planes to shoot down. Ooh, wow, that zoomed in a lot. Oh, going the wrong way, that's why. I mean, okay, the little message like that saying you're stalling, be careful. I don't really need that because you can feel it from the controls and you can hear sort of the air tearing off the wings, so you know that you're going to stall. That's not something I really need. Having sort of a throttle indicator showing me what percentage I'm at is helpful, because I don't have that finer control. I guess I sort of can watch the mover moving in the game, just to know sort of where I am, but it's not as precise as just being able to see a percentage there, so I do like that even when I'm playing on expert mode. Oh, but I should be playing expert mode anyway, so is there... Oh, did I maybe only set it to one plane? That's why there's no others. I think that may be something, maybe onto something there. Let's maybe see, there's a few ground targets to our east here. Let me see if we can find them. Something else I've noticed since the update is that the ground-based AA has become really dangerous. Ah, okay, now it's telling me there's a bomber to the north. Okay, let's maybe take a look then. We can find him. Bomber 6 o'clock, 1 kilometer, okay. Oh yeah, there he is. It's been sneaking up on me. There we go, that should throw him off. Just make sure I don't smack straight into the forest. Would be painful. There you go, relatively easy target really to fight. I mean, he's a smallish bomber. It's not a large bomber, but he is trying to dogfight with me. And I am in a fighter. Anything else probably, it would have shot me down just now because I didn't see it. For a bomber though, this thing is surprisingly agile. I was playing this setup with the Focke-Wulf 190 the other day, and I was really struggling to get behind these, I think they're A-20s, they're new aircraft as well. I was just trying them out, and yeah, I struggled quite significantly to get behind them. The 109 seems a bit more agile, and I feel more comfortable eventually getting behind them, even though I really shouldn't be turn fighting in the first place. But that's a whole other matter. Alright, let's give this guy a go then. Let's see if we can manage to get close enough behind him. There we go. That's pretty much. He has two gunners in the back, one on top, one on the top, and one on the bottom. But I think they have relatively limited angles of fire because they've not been much of a danger to me ever. There's other bombers where if you sit behind them like this, they will shred you. And that's it. Yeah, you can see the 20mm. It just takes no prisoners, and that's him. It's him done. That's all it took. Trying to eject, one of them's out, and the other one's out. Yep, bad luck. Now I've probably flown ages, and the next one will have spawned back in the engagement area. Oh no, actually I'm quite close. How did I end up back here? Oh, and he's already behind me. Of course he is. I don't even know where the co-op mode is. Is that part of the normal career or not? I'll just have to explore all of that. That should be decent fun. There'll be a few of us flying around, not knowing where we're going. Try not to pull too hard here so I don't overshoot again. Just slotting behind it. So I do have the speed advantage over him for sure. And just about a little bit more agile as well. Just about. Across the front, leading a bit too much there. Yeah, he did not like that. There we go, that's there. The gunner's still trying to shoot me. That's the message that he's going down. Apparently, and the gun is still trying to shoot me down. How dare he? So he has nothing better to do. Okay, that's him out. And there's the second one coming from me already, or the next one. This is possibly the fourth one now. I think they just keep spawning until I run out of ammo. I'll take that. Oh, he's done already. Oh, his friend's not very happy with me though. There he goes. Another game I've been wanting to play, I've not played it, is the new Wolfenstein, Castle Wolfenstein. Because I played the last two, well, the reboot basically, and then the add-on, or which, well, it was standalone, but kind of an add-on to that. It was a fairly small standalone. I've heard the new one has a pretty good story, although I've heard it's quite challenging to play gameplay-wise. But that should make for a fun stream as well. So maybe get around to that at some point. We will try to sort of make some time on the weekends at an earlier time and play some other games. I've also been playing the latest Hitman, finally. I know it's not a new game anymore at all, but I've been playing that as well. I played, I think, the first 2 maps, the proper ones, apart from the training stage, but not touched any of the others. So maybe puzzling around in that could be good fun as well. And yeah, I'm going to see if I can sort of get into a more regular playing and streaming pattern for Rainbow Six as well. That could be some decent fun. So at the moment it's just, I've been playing with different people, I've been playing with people on the Discord, and just switching teams every day, switching team members it makes it a bit more challenging to play and not as fun, and so I've not really been streaming it yet. But hopefully I'll get something a bit more regular. I'll see. I saw someone today streaming, someone I met at the Invitational. I'll ask him if he's up for playing with him, because it was good fun. We'll probably see more of that, unless he says no, then you know. Yeah, just get around to playing a bit more. I really like, obviously, making the videos that I do, but the thing is, they take so much time and effort that I've really, over the last year and a half, I've had some time to play multiplayer games like Rainbow Six and Battlefield, but I've hardly played any single-player games at all anymore. And even Rainbow Six, I've not been able to play as much as I would want to, so I think maybe being able to stream it and get into a more of a regular pattern there will definitely be something that will make the whole thing an enjoyable experience, and also add a bit more to the channel, I think. I've been saying this for months now. Let's see if we can get around to it. Ah, yes. So I saw in the chat just now, I've been asked to try the A20. I don't know if I have access to it. Is it part of all of the aircraft? I've seen it, obviously, as an enemy. I don't know if I can actually fly it. I don't know if it's a DLC plane at all. Let me see. Can I fly it? Oh yeah, I can. Ha. Huh. Okay. Maybe we should reverse the tables and see how it goes. Oh, it's an M2, so it's just basically a 50 cal with 400 bullets. Wow. Oh dear. Okay. I think it's mostly a bomber. Should I carry some bombs as well? Ah, you're saying it's hard to hear me, too much plane noise. Okay, not an issue. Let me just turn down the game volume a little bit. Now it should be quieter. Now you should be able to hear me a bit more and the plane a bit less. Thank you for that feedback. That was good to know. Obviously, because I can't see or hear what's going on in the stream. So all I'm going by is obviously the feedback you can give me. Okay, so let's see, what shall we try to fight? Oh, here we go. Let's try and fight the HS-129. See how that goes. And let's make it super dangerous. Let's give it like a massive 30mm cannon with high explosive ammo, of course. Plus, can we add gun pods as well? Alright, that takes it from a 15mm to a 20mm cannon. Yes, of course. Give him that one. There we go. If this thing hits me, it's gonna cause me an awful lot of problems. But yeah, let's give that one a go. And we'll see how the A20 flies. This is the first time I'm actually trying to fly the A20. And obviously it's not much of a fighter plane. I assume it's not. Okay. I think I literally only have 2 50 cal machine guns in this thing. Oh wow, it is surprisingly agile for a 4-man bomber. I think I've got a bombardier in the front and 2 gunners in the back. Wow, this thing flies. This is crazy. I mean, obviously flying against it, I noticed that it was pretty agile, but this is okay, but I have reached my G limit. That is interesting. I like this. I might like taking this out for a bombing run or two. Okay, and it's allowing me to take the throttle all the way to 100% without overheating or anything. That's quite good. And yeah, 50 cals, they should do some decent damage. Okay, so much for that. It didn't even care. Look at him. And I'm overtaking him. What is this? Stop it. Okay, got him in the engine at least. I think... My gunner actually hit him more than I did. Wow, what is this plane? It's like super fast, super agile. It's supposed to be a bomber, really. Okay, I'm impressed with this. Limeade asking if the IQ Elite is out. I don't know yet. I've been seeing a lot of people getting access to it, but I don't know if you're supposed to have access yet. I think there's a... that was some kind of glitch. Oh, I'm going to overtake him again. Wow! I'm going much too fast. Yeah. Well, 250 cal machine guns in the nose is a little weak for my liking, though. I mean, okay, once I hit him in the engine, I damaged his engine immediately. But apart from that, I've hit him in the fuselage and nothing happens. Nothing at all. There you go, hit him again, the tail, 0. I'm just putting holes in him. I think I only have 400 rounds of ammo as well, which is not a lot to play with. Oops, I missed him. I missed him again. Ooh, that was a good shot. See, all it takes though with like non-explosive armor-piercing ammo like that is a strike to a vulnerable part. There you go, an engine strike and he's done. There we go, we've got the next one coming for us. Oh dear. Oh no. Wow, I almost stalled at very low altitude. What is our speed? We're only going 150 miles an hour. That is actually quite slow. I look down at my instruments like for 2 seconds and I lose the guy. There he is. Can't quite see him. Oh, there he is. Now, if he gets an angle on me, he is going to wreck me because I've given him 20 and 30mm cannons. And if he hits me with that, it's going to hurt. It's going to... And my gunner's hit him again. Oh, man. I have to say, considering I'm throwing this plane around considerably, my gunner's doing well enough. Expecting him to pop out below me here. Please? No, maybe not. Where'd he go? Well, that was not clever. He's behind me, of course. Ah, there he is. I don't like that G limit reached warning sign. I wonder if I'm just going to tear pieces off the aircraft by going too fast and pulling too hard. Gotcha now. Unless I miss. Investigate. Oh shoot! Oh dear! Oh no! I believe we may have landed. Oh, we're still flying. Oh dear! Oh no! Yeah, I've successfully landed the plane. Pulled just a little bit too hard there, and yeah, may have lost control. Let's. This. Where's the eject button? This it? This it? Can't even eject. All right. I guess we're done. My propellers may have slightly touched one of the trees. But hey, we shot one of them down. Okay, so what I wanted to test was if the in-flight info pops up. So why does it not do it in career mode? Oh god, here he is again. Let's do maybe one more mission. Oh my god, yeah, imagine trying to fight fighters in the A-20. Incoming enemy planes were spotted. Okay, alright, that's the next mission. Let's go to the planning room. Right, so we're pending. This is the completed mission, pending mission coming up. Although, it says that other members of the flight are attending that. Not me. Can I? Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to take part in this mission? Or what do? I just... Oh, there we go. Okay. Apparently I am. What I would really like is if this information was not on top of each other, so I know where I'm actually trying to go. Okay, we're coming down to further to the south, and then coming back north. This is the career speed. No, that's not what I was after. Okay, let's give this a go then. Intercept bombers. That should be quite interesting. Oh, that was it. Right, because I didn't take part in that mission, I just clicked execute, and I guess the other guys went and played it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I go to the next day, apparently. A new day begins. Go. Bring the chat onto screen again so I can actually see what you're saying. Aha. So today's missions... Enemy soft column attack. I believe... Am I part of that? I've forgotten my name. I think I'm part... What is my pilot's name? Okay. So I'm not part of either of those missions, it seems. Okay. Oh, that's really weird. So it plays out missions that are done by the flight that I'm in, even if I'm not part of them. Okay. And they achieved the mission, lost 3 aircraft, it seems. Oh, damaged. Okay, 3 aircraft damaged. That's so weird. Okay. So I have to do this even for missions I'm not playing? Right. What is in the canister? That's a really good question. Aha, okay, that was the second mission. Quite good. Wow, look at this guy. He got 25 combat sorties and got 3,000 rubles as a bonus. And now I go to the next day. That was odd. I think it could do with skipping this part of the campaign. It doesn't. I don't need to see day by day what happens and have to load it if I'm not going to take part in the mission. That's really weird. Aha. Is this maybe something I get to take part in? Yay, we get 2 more I-16s. They're actually quite fun to fly. And we get 1 additional make, well, considering how many we lost. And we can go and read a new newspaper. I mean, I like the detail, but to be fair, that's not what I'm here for. I want to I want to play this game, not... Is this a real translated newspaper, I wonder? Who knows? Okay, now, can I actually take part in? Yes. Oh no, not escort bombers again. Come on. Alright, let's go. Campmaster Noob asking me, you take a graduation test at the end of the game? Well, this one, quite possibly. So, okay. Custom settings, aha. Now, here we can choose. Okay, I don't want any of these, because that's kind of game breaking. Engine control auto. Throttle auto limit. That's... Ah, right, so the... Show navigation marker for waypoints. Okay, that would be good. I don't need... Assist. Objective marker, yes. Okay, all of these things would be helpful. Don't think I need throttle auto limit. And I do... No, and I do want to manage these things myself. And I don't want an autopilot, but I do like the auto level. Set it for this. I wonder if this is the navigation marker on the map, because I could do without that. But at the same time, I am hoping that this time it will kind of give me the in-game messages. Going without those is stupid. Pokemon 13, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this. It's not as much action, I suppose, as other games might be, but yeah, something different. And hey, why not? Okay, what will we bring this time? Should I maybe try the cannons this time instead? 20mm nose-mounted cannon. 2 of them, in fact. Yeah, go on, and we'll bring the wing-mounted machine gun pods. No bombs, please. That's not what we're after. We'll bring some extra machine guns, so instead of the 12.7mm, we'll bring 20mm cannons and wing-mounted machine guns. Let's give this a go. Aha, okay. So now I'm getting... Oh, I'm even getting the minimap, which I didn't want, but I can turn off, no bother. And I think we're ready to take off. Alright. Landing lights. No, that's not what I was after. I wanted the navigation lights. Oh yeah, someone's put out a flare, so I guess we get to go soon. It's a fireworks show. There's like 2 different colored flares. Is that it? Are we ready? Oh my god, there's another one. Ah, okay. There you go. That's the kind of stuff I need to see, that the tail wheel is locked. Okay, good tip in the chat. Don't bring external guns. They will slow you down and affect the turn rate. Yeah, very good point. Aha. So now we're taking off. Since I'm right at the back, I'm going to wait until I see everyone else rolling. Because the last thing I want to do is ram straight into the back of them before even getting off the ground. That would be bad. And we have liftoff, apparently. Sort of, to a degree. There we go, made it. Now let's make sure we turn these lights off, because we don't really want to be seeing... Ah, okay, I love how they're turning both left and right. We'll go this way. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Now actually I should also be able to see when I'm fiddling around with the radiator. Aha, and I do have a water radiator. Okay, that's good to know. Because I can't actually see any settings for that on the control panel. I can see the water radiator, or the oil radiator moving, but not the water one. There we go, let's keep us relatively cool. Although temperatures are decent. Now I wonder, do I have RPM settings for the engine? Oh yeah, I can play around with the mixture. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Ah, okay, not too high. Okay, so now I can see what I'm setting, because, okay, there might be a setting somewhere that shows the mixture, but oh no, there it is. Okay, now I know what controls the mixture. Good. In fact, the reason why nothing was changing in the last outing was because everything was still set to automatic. For some reason, even though I set it to expert mode, which is just a bit silly. Now that I'm already in the air, I'm looking over and I'm seeing the tip about not moving the rudder too much because it unlocks the tail wheel. Yeah, that would have been it. That was a good tip. I just about missed that. Now, are we going at a decent speed? Actually, yeah, not too bad, because I feel everyone seems to be getting away from me quite significantly. Do we have trim at all on this plane? I'm not sure we do. Oh yeah, there you go. You can trim the pitch, that's good to know. Does it have any kind of aileron trim? It doesn't. Oh wow, trimming the pitch actually just moves the control stick. That's interesting. I guess that's one way of trimming it, just physically adjusting the stick. Okay, it's still, oh yeah, everyone's still ahead of me. I'm using a really cheap flight stick. It's a Thrustmaster. have to look it up to know exactly, but yeah, Thrustmaster. It's basically it's a cheap, simple HOTAS stick, which suits me quite well actually for the amount of flight simulator stuff I play. It's good enough for this game, which is perfect, and I can use it easily as in games like Battlefield as well, where I don't really want a super complicated stick. Like something simple is perfect. So I probably mostly bought this stick to have something to play Battlefield on, and then yeah, it works well even for a flight simulator. So quite happy with that. Oh god, the wingmen are now going to start going into their weaving S pattern. I prefer that they just sort of slow down a bit and fly straight. We're heading the right direction. Let's see. 180, that's about 190 odd degrees. Let's see the heading we're supposed to be on. Aha, okay. Interestingly, it's taken the map marker away. That's perfect. That's kind of what I wanted. Now we're supposed to be heading, I believe, waypoint 1. This is waypoint 3, okay? So waypoint 2 is down here somewhere? It must be. Yes, it is. 196 degrees. Okay. That's excellent, because we are going about 190 degrees right now. So we're heading roughly in the right direction, and now I've overtaken everyone again. Of course I have. Aha. See, if now that I know what they're saying, I know they've spotted some enemy fighters somewhere. Although they're apparently too far away and cannot engage. That's good to know. But they've straightened out. Oh, there they are. So now at least I know that enemy planes have been spotted somewhere in the area, and I know to keep an eye open. I wish the AI would just fly straight. This is so annoying, this constant weaving. I suppose it's one way of staying behind the bombers and making sure we don't overshoot them. Such a nuisance. If you're debating whether this game is better or worse than War Thunder, I think it's just fundamentally different. War Thunder, of course, has realistic mode as well, and I believe it has in-cockpit mode as well, but this is more of a dedicated flight simulation. I think most people that play War Thunder play it in the arcadey mode. I think a lot of people, even when I watch videos, YouTube videos on it, are playing with mouse and keyboard rather than a flight stick. This I wouldn't recommend with a flight stick, and I think, yeah, even though there's definitely an online community for this, I personally definitely have played this more offline. And it is really good for that, now that they've added sort of the career mode where you can play campaigns as a certain character. They've got scripted campaigns as well, which I've never tried and should probably. And then even before they introduced this, they used to have a campaign mode as well for each of the battles, which was great. So yeah, I definitely enjoy this. And it's just, I suppose, maybe less multiplayer focused than War Thunder, but then again, there is definitely multiplayer for this. So maybe it's just that I'm not playing it that much. Wowie, 3,000 hours of War Thunder. That's a good amount. Impressive. So what I'll make this my last mission, because it's already 12:30 again. Time flies when you play this game. Wop, wop, wop. Just with every mission being literally an hour long or something. Okay, what is our heading meant to be? I wonder if we've got quite a long way to go. Our heading is supposed to be 196, so let's just go for that. Come off the throttle a bit, and then just straighten out. I'm not going to keep weaving with these idiots. There we go. Call that 196. We'll just try and stay behind them slowly. Let me take a quick peek at the map. Aha, now of course I've turned off the map marker, so if I want to find out where I am, I'm going to have to take a peek out the window. Okay, so to the right of us we've just passed a very distinct cluster of river junctions. That could be something to find. It could be this. Hard to say now. But I do believe that might actually have been this. So we should be passing over a couple of small towns soon. Oh, we've lost connection for the rest of the flight. We've got a smallish lake. We've got a fighter spotted southwest. Okay, good to know. Yes, there's a small lake. So we are around about this area right at the moment. That's good to know. We've gone about almost halfway. And there we go. We have contact 8 kilometers distance. Excuse me. It's funny, I'm still not quite over this cold that I picked up in Canada. And when I start speaking for a while, I start having to clear my throat. Okay, now the enemy fighters are close, apparently. still not spotted one. Unless that's one. Is that a... No, that's definitely a MiG. We're good. Got the fighters in, the bombers in sight, so they still look relatively safe. Fighter's now been called out to the north, which would be pretty much behind me right now. Yeah, okay. I don't know where these guys are. 4 kilometers out, that's interesting. They seem to be heading for something here. Okay, okay, now they're just following the bombers again. I hope that's one of ours. Oh, okay. So no, somehow they pass us by. Interesting. They were coming in from behind me and I never saw them until they passed me by. One of the most dangerous things I've found when playing alongside AI is when you're following an enemy fighter is to not get rammed by one of your own wingmen. Because they do have a tendency to just crash right into you if you don't make sure to stay out of their way. This guy's going in for another pass at the bombers. Make sure he doesn't get there this time. Make sure we don't overshoot him because that would be bad. That's why I brought the 20mm. Holy cow. I think I got him. So, now we're heading roughly west. That's not where we want to go. Now we're back south. So, now we're heading roughly in the right direction. There is something behind me. Something smoking behind me. I don't know who that is or what. I'm still getting enemy fighters called out to the north. Alright, there's definitely planes behind me. Let's go and take a quick look. Be nice if I still had contact with my bombers. But as long as there's still stuff going on back here, I'll go and take a look. Those are Russians. So good. If anything, actually, I can close my oil radiator a little bit. So, who and what is going on here? The left one's definitely a MiG. I'm not quite sure about this one yet. No, that's a MiG too. As in a MiG as well. Right, there's another MiG. So all of these seem to be friendly. And someone's just shot down. Oh, there he goes. I think. Unless... Yeah, that's definitely someone bailed out. Okay. So that's my wingman taking care of someone. Although, ooh, still something going on here. Yeah, on expert mode, half the fun is finding the enemy, not just shooting them down. Wow. This is new as well, that you have weather effects, that you have rain sort of splashing against the window. Ooh. What is that machine and why was it flying like that? That looks like it might not be a Russian plane. In fact, it isn't. Okay. Sneaky. Getting a little bit close there. Oh, there he goes, though. Yeah, he's done. Flying sideways. That's him done for sure. Okay. Hey, that's 2,000 rubles bonus money, apparently. Now I just need to make sure I get back on target. I'm pretty sure those bombers didn't wait for me. Yep, good fun. I've lost everyone once again. Right, so let's try and find out where we are. Last time I checked, we were around about the area of these towns, and now we've gone all over the place. So, what can I see? There's a small banana-shaped lake to my right rear. Ah, that could have possibly been this. Is it shaped away from me? Yes, excellent. I'm on the correct heading, which means there's an airfield to my left. It is a friendly airfield. Okay, cool. So I know where I am. That's quite good. Hey, and that was quite quick. Now, my wingmen are still talking about enemy contacts. There's someone ahead of me. That's probably a MiG-3. What is he doing? Oh, they're climbing. What are they doing? Okay, good stuff. We've found everyone again. We're doing well. Luca, yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. So my intention is definitely to stream more, and it'll be more Rainbow Six. as well, but also possibly different games, whatever I'm playing. And I think that up there is actually another Messerschmitt. That one does not look very Russian, the front one. Engaging fighter is close. Yeah, so we have another enemy fighter ahead. Excuse me, ahead there. Yeah, so I mentioned this earlier in the stream. My plan is to stream more, play more Rainbow Six, maybe go back to some Battlefield as well, but also just other games that I'm playing. And now we're in the clouds. The thing was, I was hoping to stream this as a single-player game so that I can maybe chat a little bit more. But the problem I have is if I take my eyes off of the enemy planes for 2 seconds, I quite frequently just lose them completely. So trying to look over the chat and also try and keep my eyes on what's going on is proving more of a challenge than I was anticipating. But yeah, there'll definitely be other games. I've actually started recently playing the new Assassin's Creed, and really enjoying that. So maybe just for a casual stream, put that on occasionally. And I know it won't be as interesting or successful or involving as a Rainbow Six stream or any kind of multiplayer competitive stream, but that's okay really. It doesn't need to be record-breaking streams every time. It's just sort of hang out and allow people to sort of join in when I'm playing a bit and maybe talk about some different games now and then. So I'm pretty sure one of these guys is... okay, the front one turning right there looks like a MiG, and then a Messerschmitt, and then two of my wingmen chasing him. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, this second guy who's diving in right now and turning, that's definitely a German plane. Let's see if I can catch up to him. Maybe up the mixture in my engine a little bit. We're going 400 kilometers an hour. That's actually not a bad speed, considering we're also climbing. And yeah, take the mixture down a little bit. The engine doesn't like being run at full power for too long. So let's see these new cloud physics in action. Wow. Okay. Can still see him though. Now I wonder if the AI is just randomly flying through this or if it's purposefully trying to lose me. It's definitely not making it easy. Yeah, I don't see him at all anymore. Oh, there he is. Let's make sure, yeah, that is definitely a German plane. Come on, slow down a bit. Just need to get a little bit closer. Wow. Okay, that's an interesting maneuver. What is he doing? The interesting thing that most of the planes in this game, if you invert the plane, if you fly upside down, eventually the engine will just turn off. It really does not like being upside down. Now where we're heading now, north, this guy is taking it all over the show again. Okay, now here we go. Here we go. Come on. That's him. Right-ho, back on course. Okay, that's quite good. There you go. We've got 3 aerial victories already, and we're only halfway through the mission. That's better than last time. And all it is just being able to see when my wingmen are calling out enemy fighters, so I know when roughly to keep my eyes open. How are we doing? That's about the right heading. We should eventually find our bombers again. Rice, yeah, thank you for joining in. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And Vulcan, yes, I do play real-time strategy games. Something I will definitely be I'll be streaming as well in sort of the next days and maybe weeks. Will be Steel Division 1944. I do play that quite significantly, and there was an update not all too long ago. So yeah, there'll definitely be some streams for that. Probably multiplayer co-op rather than competitive again. But yeah, it's just going to be whatever I'm playing, whatever I'm enjoying, and yeah, you're welcome to join for that as well. Legendary Fail, thank you for joining in. Have a good night as well. Yeah, this is also, once I complete this mission, that'll be it for me as well, because it's already 20 to 1 in the morning. Now, so we're nearing the front lines. Time to find out round about where we are once again. Okay, we've got a distinctive river off to our right with sort of a delta area. I wonder if it's that. You see all of this mess of river over here joining in. I think it might just be all of this over here, which means the river running towards us will be the, oh god, Jat is my guess. And if that's running towards me and across my nose, then we might actually be perfectly on course here. Hard to tell. There's some kind of fork. Actually, there's a fork in the river right ahead of me. And I've got one arm running off to the left and one running sort of straight away from me. I believe we are actually nearing our target area. We must be somewhere close to here. Yep, there's definitely gunfire down there. That's probably someone shooting at our bombers, maybe? Don't see anything. Ooh. And we have factory facilities destroyed. That might actually be ahead. Good, so our bombers have reached their target. Time for us to turn around soon. Oh, this is going well. Hi, no one. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Okay, yeah, so we definitely know where we are. Nice. And we've got our bombers in sight. Perfect. Hey, this is going really well. Considering I've not played this so long, it's going quite well. And yes, absolutely, feel free if you're on my Discord to sort of get in touch and we can play this game co-op sometime. Now that I've upped the settings for the AA, we're getting shot at from the ground a little bit as well, just to keep things interesting. One of the advantages of having a mission where you're escorting bombers is that you don't really, as long as you can keep them in sight, you don't need to do a lot of the navigation yourself. That's just ground fire, or ground units shooting at each other. Because otherwise, yeah, what I find doing most of the time is sort of looking for rivers, looking for towns and distinct forests, and then trying to find them on the map and making sure I know where I'm going. Like what altitude? We're now at about 2,000 meters altitude. That's a decent altitude, I find, to be navigating. Lower is fine as well, but once you get sort of to a height of, I don't know, 5-6 kilometers, I find it quite challenging because all you can really see is sort of down to the side, but not really what's going on below you, and you can't really see much out the front either. which makes navigation challenging when you're trying to fly high. No one. Yes, there are leaked operators. I believe, was it the Italian ones? From what I've seen, one of them will have an indestructible camera, or some kind of indestructible camera system, and then the other one has a decoy, a sort of hologram decoy, which could be really interesting. Yeah, the bombardier seat actually is really good for navigating, I find, because from there, when you switch the view forward, you can actually see what's below and forward of the aircraft, whereas usually from the pilot's seat, I mean, some of the bombers have sort of a glass floor and you can see a little bit of what's going on, but most of the aircraft, you don't really see where you're going. But yeah, the bombardier seat is great for that. Especially when you're obviously coming in on the target, you can see it from miles away and just line up perfectly and then go for that. But even just for regular flying, definitely. Okay. Now, considering I'm flying on expert mode, things are going reasonably well. We've had, what, like some really simple fighters to shoot down, like almost half-witted. They've not really been a lot of a threat to us. The air defense has been quite light. Apart from finding the actual enemy and making sure I stay with my team and my bombers, it's been relatively easy. Maybe I'll have to up the difficulty even more. Let's check our temperatures, we're all good. So I'll close the oil radiator a little bit more. That's actually is easily cool enough. Right, let's see, where are we heading now? So after the successful bombing run, we are coming back again to that other air base. 28 degrees is supposed to be our heading, and we are currently on about 32. Yeah, it's close enough. That's the wrong way. This is the way I need to turn. There we go. That's about it. Now I'm probably going much too far. Much too fast again. I'm probably overtaken. Yeah, there's the bombers behind me. Overtaken everyone again. Yes, I am using track IR. As you can tell when I'm looking over at the chat, my pilot starts looking out the right window. Okay, let's just try and sort of slow all the way down and see if they'll overtake me without having to do anything. Okay, someone spotted a fighter to the south. That's behind us. Right, let's go take a look. Since that is our job. Although they say engaging, and then they're turning around. None of them are actually engaging anything. And I certainly don't see anything to the south. I'll just sort of hover behind the bombers. If anything wants to have a go at them, I'll hopefully spot it. Question mark. It's not one of them, is it? That would be quite funny. MiG, and that's probably a MiG as well. No, these are all my wingmen. Don't know who is radioing that he's engaging something. Certainly not one of them. Well, hang on. This... Oh no, it's just dirt on my screen. I look behind me and I see this speck. I thought, oh, there's something there. Yeah, it's actually just a speck of dirt on my screen. Classic. Oh, hey, you're in a good position here. Nope. Yeah, VR could be interesting. This game is VR compatible. A lot of the controls, even though I have like a 12 button dual stick, like it has a throttle control and a flight stick, and I've got like 12 buttons on my control stick, I still have to use the keyboard quite a lot for all of the different things you can do in this game, because it is so detailed and you can literally control everything in the game if you wanted to. The thing with VR that I would worry about is, how do I use the keyboard? I mean, I guess you could feel your way around. But I mean, with something like this, I can quickly look down and I can see which buttons I'm pressing. With VR would be awesome, like, for looking around. But could be challenging to actually sort of use the game and have control of it. That would be my worry. Someone keeps radioing about fighters. I don't see anything. And these guys aren't doing anything. They're just swirling around, and the bombers are... yeah, they're perfectly fine. Okay, let's maybe get a quick look for where we are. We have to our left a river, spring flowing north to south. Let's see if we can find... ah, that's probably somewhere around here, which means we should actually have a town below us. Can't actually see because I'm immediately over it. Fighters to the northwest, they keep saying. Okay. I'm sure we'll see them if they come our way. I wonder, I mean, since there's only 3 of my wingmen left, I wonder if these people who keep radioing are somewhere fighting somewhere completely different. I wonder if Raven is even our call sign. It might not be, you know. Oh, there you go. It's an I-16. We're not flying I-16s. So, town to my left. Yes, there you go. Relatively thin bent town with a road running through. Okay, so now we know where we are. We've just passed Akinkino? Akinkino? That's what I'm going to call it. So we are, yeah, halfway home, well within friendly territory, and on track. Yeah, what is our current altitude? We're about 2.5 kilometers. It's not particularly high. I suppose I could gain a little bit of altitude. I'm quite keen to just keep relatively close to the bombers, because the closer I am, the less of a chance that I'll lose them. It's the honest fact. But of course, yeah, sodding alongside them like this, I'm probably making myself an easy target. True, 2 kilometers is not particularly high, although I think the sort of what I mostly see in this game certainly is nothing much more above 5 kilometers. Alright, let's give this a try then. Let's see if I can get above these guys and keep sight of them. Whether I'm left or right of them shouldn't make too much of a difference. And to be fair, my wingmen are sort of a little bit higher. So, oh, there we go, it's 2,800, 2,850. Enrich the mixture a little bit. There we go. That's us at 3,100 kilometers, or 3,100 meters. I suppose as long as I can keep my eye on my wingmen there, I'll know roughly where everyone else is. Plus also I know the heading we're on, so they should be just below my nose now. Unless I've overtaken them, which is the distinct possibility. So now we're, what, 4,000 and, oh no, close to 4,000 meters. We'll go up to 4,000. Okay, so there we go. Now let's see, can I still, oh yeah, there you go. There's my wingmen ahead of me there. And actually, yeah, look at that. I can still see the bombers. This is perfect. This is quite good. There we go, there they are. Are we heading the right direction roughly? Actually, we could probably adjust a little bit. We're supposed to be heading 28 degrees. That's 25. I'll call that 28. And I can still see everyone. Yeah, it's quite good. I can just about see the bombers up front. I can't actually see behind them, although I am overtaking them as well now. I think I was going a little bit fast once I leveled out. So let's slow down a bit. Oh, and we're almost home. this large lake here, or well, it's part of the Volga, but this large lake is a very distinctive landmark. There it is. I've got the Volga flowing into it. And here actually on this Solidolovo airfield, we'll be turning to our final final heading of 333 degrees, turn around and come in for a landing at our airfield. Good to know. So, probably overtaken everyone by now. But it's alright. I know where they are, roughly. No, I do have a rudder. Being asked if I'm able to use my rudder. I do have a rudder. There we go, hang on. I don't use it all that often, though, to be fair. I use it to a degree, but... yeah, probably I should keep an eye on the way that the aircraft is flying and use it a bit more. I think we're going a little bit slow now, yeah. Circle the bombers, okay. Yeah. You think changing heading with the rudder is easier? I mean, you can yaw to a degree, but then I find there's a point when the aircraft just stops turning. Like I say, I'm no expert at this. The one time that I flew a real aircraft, the fellow tried to explain to me what the rudder was supposed to be doing, and he did tell me he'd go and try it out, and I just kicked the rudder full out, and the plane sort of turned flat sideways, but kept sort of going sideways. And I find the same sort of happens here. I do have to definitely turn my wings to be able to turn the heading of the aircraft. Yeah. You definitely have a lot of resistance with rudder turning. I have the yaw. I have it on an axis. Oh, there we go. This time it even tells me that we're done. Okay, excellent. So now we're all the way home. We should be pretty safe here. We can maybe start losing some altitude, because we need to be landing soon, and it doesn't work from 4,000 meters up. Okay. Yeah, I suppose. Whoa. The thing is, I have the rudder. It's why are they going that way? Now I'm confused. Where on earth are they going? That's so weird. It said go home. And we're supposed to be heading roughly north from here, and suddenly I see my wingmen zooming away to the south. It's bizarre. Where are they? I'm lost. Where are they going? What are they doing? I was getting ready to go and land. You know what? I might just let them go and do whatever they're trying to do there, because we're now heading south again. That's idiotic. That is exactly the wrong way. That is not where I'm going. Sorry. Whatever you want to do, guys, be my guest. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find my way home. 333 degrees is what I said earlier. So something like that. But now let's find out where I am. So I've got the large lake system to our right, small lake coming up in our front. It's probably this. So we're roughly on track, and we should, I mean, we can barely miss Yes, we've got the Volga that we're going to be crossing near Kalinin. Turn around, come to the airfield. It's almost impossible to miss. Excuse me. Okay, I can see a town and a small lake to my front. I think we still have a little while to go. Yeah, that's definitely Pushkino. That there, okay, good to know. So, if we're passing that and it's to our left, I think we've come a little bit further west than we were supposed to. After our wingmen suddenly decided to just head off south like maniacs. I don't know why. But there we go. But we can definitely find our own way home. Hibana Banana. Thank you so much for the sponsored chats. Really chilled stream. That's what they love about me. Thank you very much. Perfect to calm down in the evening. Have a great evening. I'm really glad you enjoyed the stream and hope you have a good night. Thank you so much. Bruno Martinez asking me if I would try this game in virtual reality. I would be interested, absolutely. Like I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if you were there for that point, the only thing I would worry about, because it's such a complex flight simulator, there are a lot of controls on the keyboard that I still need to use. Like for instance here I'm opening and closing my water radiator, the oil radiator, playing around with the fuel mixture, all of those kind of things. And the thing about then having a VR headset on is that I would worry that I'd struggle finding my keyboard. From which side, with some great advice there. I need to put my nose down every few kilometers, otherwise I'll fly off into space if the Earth is flat. Yes, that's I'm sure that's how it works. Yes. I shot down, being asked if I had any kills, I've shot down three Messerschmitt 109s this mission. We're pretty much towards the end. We've escorted our bombers home. They're home and clear. We're now returning to our airfield where we will probably crash land. Although we may just about make it. Ah, there we go. We've got Kalinin off to our east there. So that'll be the Volga up ahead of us. In fact, I can see the airfield just off our 1 o'clock low. Altitude is 2,300 meters, so we'll go for a gentle descent, come off the throttle. Just make sure we're not getting stalked by anyone. I mean, we are far inside friendly territory, so I wouldn't expect someone to suddenly pop up behind me and shoot me down, but you know what? It's worth making sure. I think we're good. I've lost all my wingmen. They decided to rush off to the south for some reason. But, I hope that's the airfield we're supposed to be going to. Yes, it says we're supposed to go. I'm going back home. Excuse me. Okay, someone is already on the runway. Okay, so maybe they got here before me? Someone's here before me. Someone's already gone and landed. That's also, according to my flight plan, I'm supposed to be passing the airfield to the right side, then turn around and come for a sort of, what is this, north-south landing. Yeah, go on then. Well, we'll just pass and we'll come around and land, just like our wingman has done there. Our wingman has done there. Got flares going up, giving me permission to land. Let's just pop on our navigation lights. Easier to see, make sure we're not getting too slow. 300 meters altitude, that's quite good. Probably a little bit close, passing by the airfield here. It's a bit of a danger to the rest of the traffic. We're going just over 300 kilometers an hour. We're okay-ish. Right, you know what? I think we've lost a decent amount of altitude. To come down gently. Get the landing gear down. Flaps extended. There we go. Right, it says reduce speed to 230 to 250 kilometers an hour. We're already under 200. I think we might be a bit slow. And we're supposed to land at 200. Okay, that's roundabout. Well, we're just going a little faster now, and we still have some altitude to play with. Let's see how this works. Altitude around 200 meters. Although I think that is actual altitude, so depending on how high the airfield is, it might sometimes be misleading. So you do need to take care over that. But we should be okay actually. Oh dear. Almost messed it up at the end there. I just pulled up a little bit too much and had a bit of an ugly bounce. But hey, we're down, we're alive, the aircraft is not damaged. I call that a thorough success. Let's just make sure we can see where we're going. Let's taxi to the end here. Landing successful. Hey, there we go. Ah. Considering I haven't played this game in months and I have very little experience on the MiG-3, yeah, I feel quite decent about that. Now we're just going to take it really nice and easy, because the last thing I want is to break the aircraft after landing. Is that guy moving? I think, oh, he just despawned. That was interesting. I'm just going to head off the end of the runway here, and then probably I'm just going to pop down to those aircraft shelters. I'm going to assume that that's where I'm supposed to park. It doesn't actually tell me specifically which hangar to go to or which shelter, but I'm going to assume it's one of those. Actually, I think the road will curve away to the right, which is not where we want to go. So we might as well just hop across the grass here. I have to say though, one thing I'm really liking about the MiG-3 is the controlled rear wheel. With almost all of the German aircraft, you have an uncontrolled wheel, which you can lock in place when you're trying to go straight. And you can sort of go straight, although the engine will still, because it's turning and will sort of drag your plane off course with the torque, you still have to kind of correct for that. But then when you try to turn with one of the German planes while taxiing on the ground, you unlock the tail wheel and it will just go crazy. Like if you turn ever so slightly, the wheel will engage and you'll just spin out of control. So having a controlled tail wheel here is making taxiing really, really easy, he says, and almost loses control. Oh, and after coming across the field, I noticed there is in fact a path. Oh, okay. Oh well. Never mind. Let's just pretend this didn't happen. Visional trip. That's what it is. You threw me off there. You're asking me if I would make IL2 content for the channel? It depends, really. The thing I do with Siege, obviously, is something that works really well with Siege. There's a lot of sort of behind the scenes information in Siege about how the guns work, the drop-off and all of that, that you don't get as a normal player, and that's perfect for me because it allows me to come in and find that information. Maybe there's information like this in IL2 that is also worth finding out, like, I don't know, the damage model, the damage of the individual weapons, the different calibers and so on and so forth. It could be really interesting to explore. I'd have to sort of try and figure out how to figure those kind of stats out, because that's kind of the thing I do. Or, of course, come up with something completely different to do. I mean, there's a lot of channels that do great tutorial-style videos for this. For that, I think I'd obviously have to learn the game myself a little bit more. I don't pretend to be an expert, so it's definitely something I'd have to spend time working on more. But, I mean, in terms of deciding what to put on the channel, a lot of it is down to, is it worth my time? Because if I'm going to spend 40-odd hours making a video, I need to make sure that it gets watched. And at the moment, my Rainbow Six videos, they do get watched. And any other video I make, sadly, doesn't always get watched. So it depends on how popular IL2 videos could be, and I'd almost guess it's a bit more niche, because it's just a bit more of a complex game. Yeah, Dom, yes, I should go to bed soon, and it's 1 o'clock. Yes, this was definitely my last mission. I mean, I did say I'd make this my last mission, but the thing is, because obviously I'm flying hundreds of kilometers, the missions do tend to go on for quite a while. But hey, that was quite successful. We defended our bombers, we shot down 3 Messerschmitt 109s, and we landed without breaking the aircraft. I call that a success. Finish. Let's see. Oh, we should get a nice bonus payment for this. Will it tell me? Oh, why is there a little repair logo on my aircraft? Did I break it after all? While landing. I got another Medal of Courage. Nice, they're giving me a lot of medals, considering I've only flown 2 missions so far. Aircraft kill bonus. I shot down 3 aircraft. I would like 3,000 rubles, please. No? Fine. Okay, right, there we go. Oh, wow. Dang, we lost one of our guys. He was shot down and killed. Oh, and it's one of the ones that isn't completely ugly. Dang. Oh no, killed in action. I never even saw him getting shot down. Look at that, we only got 4 kills in total, and I shot down 3 of them. There we go. So anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for sticking around. Glad you've been enjoying it. It was something different, and yeah, that's what I'm sort of trying to do. If I'm playing Siege, I'll definitely stream Siege, and if I'm not playing Siege at some point and I'm playing something else, I'll stream that as well. And even if it's not as popular, it'll still, if I'm playing it, I'll try to stream it. So hopefully I'll get to hang out a bit more often. But yeah, definitely, thank you so much everyone for joining in, for some of the great tips, and yeah, for enjoying me having a go at flying around a bit. Limeade asked me to play Just Cause 3. Oh, we'll see, maybe. We'll see. I've not played any of the Just Cause. I think I played the first one or the second one, but not since then. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up, and I hope to, yeah, see you soon, either in the next video or if I get to stream in the next stream. And we'll see what game that will be when it comes around. So yeah, past 1 o'clock in the morning, time to go. Thank you so much for all the encouragement. Thank you so much for all the great chat, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.